How to crack leadership interviews. You should always be prepared to answer behavioral questions regarding leadership in an interview, regardless of whether you are a seasoned professional asking for a management post or a fresh graduate searching for your first job. These questions may come up at any point in the interview process. Many individuals have the misconception that persons who hold senior level jobs are the only ones capable of leading. However, leadership potential may be shown by any person, regardless of their job status. Leadership is not limited to just managing other people. Rather, leaders innovate, they inspire, and encourage their fellow employees, and they make difficult choices when no one else is willing to stand up and take charge. Employers place a high premium on candidates who can exhibit leadership abilities. Preparing for a leadership interview, as the name suggests, involves answering interview questions in such a way as to highlight your qualities as a leader, decision maker, team player, confident and intelligent person, and so on, all of which are necessary for leading a project within an organization. However, the leader is the one who is able to rally all of the members behind him or her to work together toward the accomplishment of a shared objective, rather than working alone. To be able to successfully manage a group of people, a leader has to have several different attributes. In order to be successful in a leadership interview, one needs to cultivate certain qualities that set them apart from the competition. What exactly do interviewers mean when they talk about leadership? Inquiries pertaining to leadership make up a significant portion of the overall pool of behavioral questions. Because employers place such a high premium on leadership abilities, some of them even rely their whole hiring decision on the results of the interview. Great leaders don't only tell others what to do, they set an example themselves. They provide value by fostering an atmosphere that is encouraging and conducive to collaboration. A good leader is able to identify the talents of individuals around them and encourage their development. They enhance morale while also increasing overall productivity. When interviewers inquire about your leadership abilities, they are searching for a few particular attributes, including the following. Number one, being confident. The most important thing you can do to ace the leadership interview is to project an air of self assurance. One needs to be ready for every kind of inquiry, from the most challenging inquiries to the most open ended queries. The solution to covering up your blunders is confidence. Confidence is a master key. You may also approach challenging topics by using your invention and imagination, both of which need confidence to be truly successful. Number two, completion of all required training in the related field. In order to overcome any obstacle that may arise during the interview session, an individual needs to have, aside from having confidence and internal elements, a substantial amount of knowledge and interest in the applied sector. Number three, body language and grooming that are appropriate. It is essential to maintain a polished appearance in order to make a good impression on the judges and to exude confidence. Because of this, the panel receives its first impressions when preparing for the leadership interview is to focus on one's body language, which includes posture, facial emotions, gestures, and touch, among other things. Number four, leadership, cooperation, and seeing the big picture. To effectively manage a team, it is necessary to have a vision, strong collaboration, and strong leadership. In order to get employed, an individual needs to have these attributes. In the long term, having a clear vision is essential, and as a result, having a clear vision would undoubtedly allow a person, after possessing other traits, to succeed in the interview. Number five, Good management skills. One of the most significant abilities to have in order to succeed in the interview is managerial ability. A person who wishes to be considered for a leadership role should prepare for the interview by being flexible in nature and developing strong management abilities. A person who is able to effortlessly handle any kind of work in any circumstance and produce the needed results within the allotted amount of time is an ideal candidate for the role of team leader. Number 6, competence in speech and listening. It is important to have strong communication skills in order to succeed in the leadership interview, since this is the first and most important issue that is brought up throughout the interview process. Because a leader is a person in charge of initiatives and is thus in the spotlight within the business, as well as a person from whom many younger officials learn their jobs, the ability to communicate effectively with others is an essential talent. Therefore, it is essential to have adequate speech together with high quality communication skills and the necessary language. In spite of the fact that English is the sole language spoken in the business world. When are you likely to be questioned regarding your leadership capabilities? There is a widespread misconception among those who are actively seeking employment that if they do not express desire in holding managerial roles, they can sidestep being questioned about their level of leadership ability. In fact, companies at all levels of employment, including entry level and graduate level roles, are looking for candidates with potential to become leaders in the future. Your prospective employer is seeking for employees who will have a high level of dedication to the company and who have a good opportunity of furthering their careers inside the company. In order to evaluate whether or not you would be a good candidate for a long term investment, the person conducting the interview will ask you questions about leadership. As a result, it is very necessary for you to prepare for the behavioral leadership questions by referring to specific examples of when you have demonstrated leadership qualities. This is true no matter how much professional experience you have under your belt. The STAR method for illustrating your leadership experience and its steps. When preparing answers for leadership interview questions, whether they are for entry level, graduate, or team leader interviews, your task is to present a real workplace situation, what action you took, and what the outcome was. The STAR method is the most effective strategy to guarantee that you are aware of all relevant information at all times. S stands for situation. Describe a real life scenario that you were in. It doesn't have to be one in which you were in a leadership capacity specifically. Your prior career, your volunteer work, or a group that you participated in when you were in college are all good examples. T stands for task. Give an explanation of what it was that you wanted to accomplish or the issue that you needed to get rid of. A stands for action. Describe the steps that you took to overcome the obstacle. And R is for result. What were the repercussions of this decision? What new abilities did you acquire as a result of the encounter? And how did it affect the rest of your team? It is not necessary to be self aware in order to be a leader. Hence, recognizing that one has shortcomings does not exclude one from consideration for the post. Nevertheless, you must never fail to express how hard you fight to overcome your weaknesses and how, in spite of these limitations, you continue to be a successful leader. It's likely that you abandoned a project because you were hesitant to delegate work to other people and hence couldn't get anybody else involved. You altered your plan and placed a greater amount of confidence in the capability of your team to operate without your direct involvement. Your group was able to perform the task in the allotted amount of time while simultaneously improving. Ability to lead others should be at the top of every candidate's list of priorities, but it is especially important for those who are just starting out in the workforce and applying for their first jobs. Forward-thinking employers consider leadership potential to be one of the most important qualities in applicants. Your task right now is to consider some instances from the past in which you demonstrated your leadership abilities and then to make an effort to relate those experiences to the questions that are being posed to you at this moment. You will be in a fantastic position as long as you stick to the STAR strategy, which will ensure that your solutions are both clever and prepared in the appropriate manner.